Man, have you ever wondered what Muslims actually think about Americans? Like, not what the media says, but what they really think when no cameras are around? Like, dude, we live in this world where everyone thinks they know what the other side believes, right? But nobody actually talks to real people. I mean, have you ever sat down with a Muslim family, had dinner, and just asked them what they think about America? It's wild how different the truth is from what we're told. But you know what's crazy, man? The more you actually talk to Muslims, the more you realize they don't hate Americans at all. In fact, a lot of them admire America. They respect the work ethic, the innovation, the freedom. But here's the twist. Many of them also think Americans have lost their soul. Like, they'll tell you straight up, you guys have everything, money, technology, power, but no peace. And that hits you, right? Because it's not coming from anger, it's coming from sadness. They see America like this incred, eyeball giant that forgot what it means to be human. And when you hear that from people halfway across the world, it kind of makes you stop and go, damn, maybe they're not the ones misunderstanding us. Maybe we're the ones who don't get them. Hey, man, I think what blows my mind the most is how simple it all is when you actually get past the noise. Like when you strip away the headlines, the clickbait, the politicians trying to scare everyone, most Muslims don't sit around plotting against Americans. They're just living life. They've got families, jobs, bills, dreams, the same human stuff we all deal with. But what's interesting is how they see America, because from their perspective, America isn't just a country. It's this giant cultural wave that crashes over everything. Music, movies, social media, fashion, it's everywhere. And they're fascinated by it, dude. Like, they'll binge watch Netflix, wear Nike, drive a Ford, but at the same time, they'll sit there and go, man, you guys have no idea what you've lost. And that's where it gets deep. Because they see America like this double-edged sword. On one side, it's the land of opportunity, innovation, and freedom, all that stuff we're proud of. On the other side, it's this symbol of moral chaos, loneliness, and excess. I had this one guy from Jordan tell me, in America, people have everything but no purpose. And that line stuck with me. Because when you really think about it, that's not even just a Muslim critique. That's something a lot of EU Americans feel too. The idea that we've traded meaning for comfort. We built the most advanced civilization ever, but somehow people are more anxious, more depressed, and more disconnected than ever before. And that's what they see, man. They see the chaos on our streets, the division, the obsession with fame and money, and they go, why? Like, how can a nation so advanced still be so lost inside? And when you hear that from someone who lives in a country that's been through wars, sanctions, poverty, it's humbling. Because they're not saying it to judge, they're saying it like they're genuinely confused by how we got here. You know what's funny? A lot of Muslims actually love American people. They just don't love American politics. They separate the two. They'll tell you straight, we like Americans, but your government, and then they just sigh, because from their view, America's foreign policy has caused so much pain in the Muslim world. Iraq, Afghanistan, drone strikes, sanctions, they remember all of it. Imagine growing up and every time you turn on the news, it's America bombing somewhere near you. You're a kid, you see that over and over, and that becomes your reality. And yet, when they meet an American traveler, they're like, oh, you're not like the movies, you're actually cool. That duality is wild. They can separate politics from people better than most of us can. But there's also a part of them that's curious, even envious, in a weird way. Because America represents freedom, like real, raw, say whatever you want freedom. And for a lot of Muslims, especially in conservative countries, that's both inspiring and terrifying. They admire that people here can question authority, criticize leaders, chase their dreams, but at the same time they look at how that freedom gets twisted into chaos. Like, you guys can do anything, and you chose TikTok challenges? It's that mix of admiration and disappointment, and man, the conversations get deep when religion comes up, because a lot of Muslims see faith as structure, something that keeps life balanced, and when they look at the West, they see a place that's spiritually empty. Not atheist necessarily, just a lost. Like everyone's trying to fill a hole with work, with fame, with likes, with stuff, and they'll say, you guys chase happiness, but you never find peace. That's heavy, because it's true for a lot of people. We live in this constant dopamine cycle. Boo. Why this? Post that. Upgrade your life. And we forget how to just, one guy from Egypt told me, you Americans think we're oppressed because we pray, but we think you're lost because you don't. And that hit me, man, because it's such a mirror moment. Both sides looking at each other thinking, wow, you guys don't get it. But maybe both are right in their own way, because maybe we do have freedom, but they have faith. And maybe real peace is somewhere in between. What's really wild is when you see how many Muslims actually dream of coming to America. Like, despite all the criticism, they still want to be here. Because they see what's possible here, the freedom to start over, the ability to reinvent yourself. They don't hate America, they hate the image of America they see in politics and media. But the idea of America, the one built on fairness, opportunity, hard work, that still means something to them. And in a weird way, they want us to live up to that ideal again. This conversation once with a guy from Pakistan, super smart, tech guy, and he said, America is like an old king, still powerful, still rich, but tired. Everyone used to look up to it, but now they feel sorry for it. And I was like, damn, that's a crazy way to describe a country, but he's kind of right, because we used to be the example, not just for wealth, but for character, and somewhere along the way we lost that moral leadership. But here's the thing, man, when Muslims talk about America, it's not all criticism. A lot of them are hopeful. They genuinely believe that Americans are good people who've just been misled by their systems, by media, by politics, by consumerism. They'll say, you people are kind, but you don't know what's happening in the world. They see Americans as innocent, in a way, like good-hearted people stuck in a giant machine that keeps them distracted. And honestly, that's not too far off. The craziest part is that many Muslims secretly feel connect to Americans more than they admit, because they see similar struggles. Family, identity, mental health, the pressure to live up to expectations. They just express it differently. They might turn to prayer while Americans turn to therapy, but both are trying to heal the same kind of emptiness. And that realization that deep down we're all just trying to figure out life, that's the part no one talks about. So when people ask, what do Muslims really think about Americans? The real answer isn't hate or love. It's concern. It's respect. It's curiosity. It's this weird blend of admiration and heartbreak. Because from their eyes, America is this incredible experiment that forgot its spiritual code. They look at us and think, you built heaven on earth, but you left your soul at the door. When you hear that, honestly, man, when you hear that from people who still pray 5 times a day, who live through war and struggle but somehow keep hope, it makes you question everything. Like maybe the one we think are behind are actually ahead in ways we can't measure. Maybe they've figured out peace while we're still chasing pleasure, and that's not an easy thing to admit. But that's the beauty of these conversations. They break the illusions. Because when you talk to real people, not the stereotypes, you realize nobody's as different as we think.